What is going on, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? My name is Prodigy, and welcome to another video on the channel. Today, guys, we're going to be talking about Kingdom Hearts 3 and the interviews from the Ultimania from Tetsuya Nomura. Finally, we have a fully translated interview from official news sites in the Kingdom Hearts community on the Ultimania, and the interview with Tetsuya Nomura, which is very exciting because a lot of really good information is in this. No mistranslations and none of that nonsense. We finally have all of this concrete information from the Ultimania from Tetsuya Nomura. Now, this interview is really long, so I'm kind of going to be separating the interview into separate videos because he talks about a lot of different topics, and I know I'm going to ramble a lot about certain ones, but I'm going to be discussing Nomura's thought process on DLC in the future with Kingdom Hearts 3, and how there might be something else that comes before Kingdom Hearts 4. So anyways, let's get right into it. How is the development of the planned DLC going? Currently, I have a list of things I'd like to have done concerning battles to the staff who are in the process of going through it. As for additional scenarios, I told you just before that the final battle in the Keyblade graveyard came to be the way it is because of a certain intention I had. So I think that's going to be the main focus. I'm hoping that it will be completed as soon as possible, but because development is happening alongside the preparations for the next project, I can't say with certainty that when it will be released. For the time being, it's planned that instead of splitting up all the parts separately, everything will be released all in one pack together. Now, that really freaking excites me, dude, especially the one part where he's talking about I gave a list of things I'd like to have done concerning battles to the staff. That excites me a lot because I know one thing that a lot of us were a little disappointed by were the lack of super bosses or post-game bosses or fights in general in Kingdom Hearts 3. Really, you only have the battle portals. A lot of the battle portals you can even do during the game before you beat it. And one super boss, which is actually post-game content because you don't unlock that until beating the game, but it's only one. Like, Kingdom Hearts games aren't usually crazy with post-game content or anything. Kingdom Hearts 1 debatably probably did the best with it because you had Kurt Ziza, Phantom, Sephiroth, Hades Cup, and all that stuff in the regular version of Kingdom Hearts 1 without needing a final mix. Final mix only added more abilities, and it did add a super boss in the unknown, which was Xemnas. Kingdom Hearts 2, however, I don't know how many secret bosses it had before final mix. I think it might have only had Sephiroth. But even without that though, like all the organization fights were really hard and definitely kind of fit that super boss-ish mold. But in Kingdom Hearts 3, the game tends to be a little bit more on the easy side. So when we were in post-game, we were really hoping like, okay, well, if the main story is easy, it's whatever, it's fine. A lot of us just wanted to experience the story anyways. But hopefully, those super bosses really make up for that lack in difficulty. But there weren't really any. Like, we had one Dark Inferno boss, which was the super boss, who was a decent challenge, but most people beat Dark Inferno in like a day or a couple of hours. Or if you were me and were over-leveled for it, because I over-prepared for that fight, I was like level 75 or something, and I beat Dark Inferno on my first try, and I was just kind of like, what? Of course I went back and played him on a lower level, but it was just not the same. It wasn't as hard as like any of the data fights in KH2, maybe some of them. Well, it definitely wasn't as hard as like a Lingering Will. It was probably as hard as maybe Unknown from KH1. But while all that's fine, like it shouldn't matter how hard he is as long as he's hard. It's the problem of he was the only one. So them potentially adding more super bosses is really exciting, or just more battles, more tough battles in general, because he has spoken about adding a critical mode earlier in this interview. But we go back to the problem of he was the only one, which makes me really excited because like if Nomura is adding more super bosses, that means he's listening to us. That means he knows that we want more super bosses, we want more difficulty. So that excites me a lot because I really want to maybe refight some of those battles in Keyblade Graveyard, similar to a data fight, maybe have them be more buffed up than they were previously, make them on the scale of like super bosses. It doesn't matter if we fight them solo or together, I really don't care, I just want to be able to fight them. And if they could add some new bosses along with that as well, maybe like have an actual secret boss where it hints towards the next saga, because those are really the true things that have always been Final Mix exclusive, like Unknown in KH1, Lingering Will in KH2 FM, and Mysterious Figure in Birth by Sleep FM. So if they add something like that, like if we get to fight like the Master of Masters or something, or like Scold or FMA or one of the Foretellers, it's probably going to be some character from Key, that's all I know. It's going to be really crazy and I'll be really excited for that. But anyways though, moving on, are you not planning to release a Final Mix as has been customary for the Kingdom Hearts series until now? There aren't any plans for a Final Mix type package sold separately. If I do make one, it will be in the form of DLC that included an English mode you could switch to. Yes! Additionally, we took recent player trends into account when we created the battles for Kingdom Hearts 3, so we held back on the difficulty level, but there have been many requests to fight strong enemies, so I'm thinking that the priority would be on releasing a critical mode in the form of free DLC and making the addition of strong enemies, the sort that would appear in a Final Mix paid DLC, which I'm perfectly fine with. I'm so glad that he is listening to us and is adding a critical mode and is adding stronger enemies. Like, that makes me so freaking happy. Of course, like, I feel like there should have been enough strong enemies in the main game, but I still feel like I got my $60 worth out of Kingdom Hearts 3, and that if they can add the critical mode, which could make the main story a little bit more difficult, along with adding that Final Mix DLC full of strong enemies for maybe 20-30 bucks, I think that would be worth it in my eyes. Now that the Dark Seeker arc has concluded, there is a pause in the KH series, so now what is your attitude mentally? I thought I'd be relieved once it was all over, but I don't feel that way at all. Now we're right in the midst of developing DLC, and it's coinciding with the development of a few other titles. I want to hurry up and start on the next project, so I don't feel like there's a pause. Nomura, we respect that heavily. If you need to take a break, man, please do, because I know I'll be fine with like all the Kingdom Hearts games you've released over the past like 15 some years. This man's working on Final Fantasy VII Remake and is working on another Kingdom Hearts game, or is about to be working on another Kingdom Hearts game soon. This dude's a workaholic, and I respect him for it. Anyways though, continuing, fans are curious about what's to come for the Kingdom Hearts series. Oh, this should be juicy. Nothing has been officially decided yet, so at this point in time, I can't say anything. Right now, the top priority is on making DLC for Kingdom Hearts 3, and a huge update that's coming to Union Cross. As far as the developments to come, I currently have 2 ideas, and something that requires me to think about it separately. So the next project will actually have to be 2, I think. Even if we're talking about a hypothetical Kingdom Hearts 4, there's something that must be written before, so I'm looking into the possibility of sandwiching it between works. To all the fans, to realize the first step beyond the Dark Seeker arc, I thank you for your continued support. Said here, so 2 projects? Okay, 2 games before Kingdom Hearts 4, maybe? Well, if it is 2 titles, I'm fine with that personally. I know some people, they're like, if we don't get KH4 next, then screw that. But I feel like in this generation, especially, having like 2 smaller titles, assuming they're available on PS4, or whatever the next generation consoles are, assuming they are on these consoles, the main consoles, a normal console, not a handheld, not an iPhone, like a PS4, Xbox One, what people mostly own. Even a Switch if you want it, as long as it's not exclusive to a certain console, like, I'm fine with it. Because I feel like if they decided to make like a side game, I don't want to say side game, it's just easier to say that, but a non-numbered title before Kingdom Hearts 4, that would be of course canon to the series, probably talking about whatever is going on in the next saga, probably some stuff to do with young Zan or an Ericus, maybe like a Kingdom Hearts Key remaster sort of thing for console that would be playable, I don't know. But I think games like those would definitely play really well in like the Kingdom Hearts 3 engine, and I'm actually kind of excited to see where they might possibly go with like non-number titles in the future now that Kingdom Hearts 3 is out, now that they have all the assets for Kingdom Hearts 3, now that we kind of have a fresh start with the next arc. But thank you guys for watching today's video. I really do appreciate you guys sticking around and reading and finding out about this new information with me. I am going to be covering the rest of the interviews in the next few videos, so please look forward to that. Some very good information, very interesting stuff from Nomura and others. And it doesn't stop at the Nomura interviews, people, because the Ultimania gave us a lot of news. But it's been fun though, guys. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, leave a like, share the video with a friend or family member, and last but not least, if you have not already and want to become a part of the union, all you have to do is hit that red little subscribe button down below. My name is Prodigy, and I will talk to you soon. Peace out.